All right, here
You
we
back?
are. We're
All
here.
right, welcome
Live.
back to a rainy Friday, April
Yeah.
Fool's Day. But as looking outside, it looks like the sun might be trying to peek through. So maybe that front has moved on east.
Maybe the
and
weather's
south of us.
pulling an
That'll
April
be nice.
Fool's.
Even though I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, the handy dandy weather report does call for rain. I think this weekend. What, tomorrow? 80%. Sunday 40%, and so forth. Now, little Brittany.
Isn't it always 100% chance to rain in Florida though?
Yeah, exactly. Little Brittany comes in from Washington, D.C. on Sunday, so I'm excited about that.
Nice.
Tonight at Hula Bay, which is basically kind of just south of Gandy Boulevard off of West Shore, we sponsor the 98 Rock Fest, which is up. It's the
Right.
heavy metal rock concert, so to speak, in at Amalie Arena. Let's see, I think the headliner is Godsmack. Couldn't tell you who that is, but I'm sure they're pretty darn good. And so there's a ticket giveaway tonight from 5 o'clock to 7. The old Read and Read plan will be there. If you guys see this and can make it out, come have a beer with us. Today's topic.
Are you going to be there?
Say again?
You going to go?
Of course. Did you miss the "come have a beer with us" statement?
No, I didn't miss that.
Well, that means us will be there.
All right, well, fair enough.
All right. We've kind of touched on this topic about recording someone secretly in the past, and we did it several months ago when it came to taking your cell phone out and recording police activity, and whether or not you could do so, or whether or not you could be arrested. And the courts have pretty much said, well, the police are public figures; they're in a public place. They don't have any reasonable expectation of privacy, so knock yourself out.
Right.
Well, that's not the case for this individual woman in Panama City Beach, where, remember, you have to study. This is the Florida Law Weekly Journal, and with that. And believe it or not, I got a call this morning where a woman / patient taped her doctor. So they're in a conversation in the little back room, doing whatever it is doctors and patients do.
Right. Okay.
This woman called and said that the doctor was treating her poorly and this, that, and the other. So I taped the conversation so I would have a viable malpractice case. Well, number one, poor bedside manner is not malpractice.
Sure.
And number two, it's a felony to tape your doctor or anyone's conversation without their permission. That's why I'll give you an example. When you call some businesses, insurance companies or otherwise, they'll say, this conversation is recorded for quality assurance.
Right.
Well, that may be true, but it's also recorded in case they want to use it later, which puts you on notice so they can record it. Now, you're welcome to say, look, you do not have my permission to record this conversation, but they won't know how to turn it off.
No, you can hang up.
But the conversation cannot go forward. Two is, which I know people tend to do, is you buy the little nanny cams and you put them up in your house to catch the babysitter, the grandma, or whatever.
Yeah.
Now that's okay if it's a video only device, and you can videotape someone, but the audio portion would make it a felony. And so let's jump into that. It's
that's if they don't consent.
Well, it's all about consent. Now, if you consent, then that's like I said. When you call and it says this telephone call is recorded,
or if you hire a babysitter and you make them sign a waiver.
If you keep going, you've consented.
Yeah. Okay.
Just that simple.
Gotcha.
And so you don't have to say, "Oh, I consent." I let you know you're being recorded. If you keep talking, well, then we're fine.
Then you've done it knowing, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so that's let's see, Florida Statute 93403. It basically makes it a third-degree felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine to tape someone.
Oh no!
So don't do it. But here's what's interesting. Now
is that legal advice? So don't do it.
Oh, that's about as legal as that can get. Don't do it. But people do it all the time.
Yeah.
And this is odd. So Panama City, a new bride, purchased some spyware, and according to the story, it was about the size of a USB thumb drive.
Okay.
All right, and it did audio and video recording, believe it or not. And what this woman would do was secretly hide it in different parts of the house. 13 days, this began 13 days after the wedding. These are the facts. 13 days after she's married, she starts recording the spouse, and starts. This is your appointment reminder. She starts creating arguments and taping them, and then 4 months after files for divorce.
What?
I know, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And then, even though it was 4 months after the divorce, she wants basically 6 different types of alimony, where they had no children, no joint bank account, didn't even buy a home.
Wow.
She thinks she's going to use the audio from their arguments to somehow get the court or the other individual to allow to be awarded alimony. Well, of course, that didn't work. But what's even more interesting,
that backfired.
Her lawyer was not good, because in a divorce proceeding, one side gets to set a deposition of the other. Jason gets to depose the spouse, and the spouse gets to depose Jason and ask questions and so forth. Well, unfortunately for the soon-to-be divorced bride, her lawyer allows her to provide testimony that, yes, in fact, she had secretly taped her husband during the first 4 months of their wedding at her deposition.
Okay.
Well, guess what? She has now admitted under oath to breaking the law.
Yeah.
No bueno. So so what else is no bueno is every single time she did it, that it's $100, right? Or $1,000, whichever is greater. Meaning, if you only did it one time, then the aggrieved person could get $1,000. If you did it 1,000 times, the aggrieved person can get $100,000. Because every time you did it, it's $100. Get this. Not only that, every time you shared it with your friends for giggles, look what I got. It's another $100.
Oh.
Every time your friend shared it with someone else, they're now guilty of a third-degree felony.
Please tell me she posted it somewhere and it went viral.
This is a spider web that keeps growing.
Jeez.
And so,
wow.
The moral of that is, and it's so funny. Oh, I'm going to post this on Facebook. Bam.
Yeah.
If you, Jason, forward that link, I send you something. Jason, look, I secretly recorded A, B, and C. And you're like, and you spam it out to 1,000 of Jason's friends. Jason now owes the person I secretly recorded $100,000.
Wow.
Because you have transmitted that to 1,000 people, and it's $100 a pop. And each person you transmit it to is a third-degree felony. So Jason's now going to be charged with 1,000 third-degree felonies and can get 5,000 years in jail.
Oh, my word.
5,000 years. What's the moral of the story, Mr. Crawford?
Yeah, we don't record people without their consent.
There you go. And if we get a recording from someone, what do we do with it?
Oh, yeah, do not pass go, do not collect $200.
No,
that's right.
You.
Yeah.
I am destroying your secretly recorded
go straight to jail
because it's a third-degree felony.
That's right. Yeah.
And it can't be used ever. So even if you have it, say, well, I'll pay the $1,000 or I'll pay the $100. No, it will never be used. It can't be used because it was, illegally obtained, fruit of the poisonous tree, so to speak.
Okay.
And so,
Wow. Yeah.
Yep. So
that's wild. And it's the audio. It's the audio that's the issue because the video is.
Well, good point. Example, when you walk into Walmart or, many other stores, Publix, hell, I guess everywhere now, they have cameras.
Yeah, security cams, but they don't have audio.
Don't have audio. Why? It's illegal.
I guess because
you
of
and
this.
I are walking down aisle 5. We're having a conversation. No one else is around. You and I have an expectation of privacy that this is a private conversation.
Right.
And just because you're in a public place doesn't mean you and I can't have a private conversation.
Yeah.
Right. It's just whether or not we
that's wild.
reasonably expect our conversation to be between the two of us. So you get video, fine. So
do you think?
Go ahead.
Do you think that these laws, because this distinction of audio and video, from my understanding, started way back when video really was like the rules on audio came out before the rules on video ever existed. And I think that's why there's a difference. Do you think they're ever going to update that?
Well,
to where they're similar?
No, because if you're in a public place, people can see you. If you're at one end of aisle 5 and I'm at the other end of aisle 5, I can see you.
Yeah.
So
okay.
You don't have a reasonable. You're not a ghost. You don't really have a reasonable expectation of not being seen.
Right. Okay.
But that doesn't mean.
Right.
You don't have a reasonable expectation of not being heard.
Sure. That makes sense.
Right.
Okay.
It's that simple. I mean.
Okay. Yeah, that answers my question. Yeah. Cool. I mean, that's interesting.
You and I are walking down. Well, put it this way. These are the movies, of course, but have you ever watched, Goodfellas and The Mob and those things? They'll go outside so they don't get tape recorded on the phone or in the bar and this, and they'll do like this.
Yeah.
Okay. One, they can be videotaped without a warrant or this, that, and the other.
Right.
And they don't want you reading their lips.
Yeah, wow.
Because if you have someone who can read lips, which there are, you can know what they're saying. And an example of that is if you watch baseball games now, what does the pitcher, the catcher, and the coach do? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They put the glove up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you can, you read their lips, then you theoretically now. I don't know that Major League Baseball would think highly of that occurring. The Rays or the Braves, they have a lip reader in there now.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't go over. But the premise is the same. I don't want you to hear what I'm saying, but if I'm out in public, then it's fair game as long as I'm not using some type of zoom in recording device and so forth. Because
I think that's a really important message too, because I think from all the stuff that I see on YouTube, there are a lot of interesting little shorts and videos where you're hearing, say, the football players in a huddle and they're talking, or after the game, the little like mic drop parts that you don't usually get access to. And it's important to remember that it is illegal to record somebody without their consent. So I'm not necessarily that everything that you see and hear you can assume that they've given consent, but for a lot of those things, they can give the impression that it's okay to record someone behind the scenes and that kind of stuff, but that it's not. Like you need that permission. Like you need that.
Well, interestingly enough, it's very important. Example of the mic in the huddle. I've got a buddy that holds. You see those things on the sideline where they're holding them, and it's a microphone.
Yeah.
The teams have given consent for that to occur.
Right.
Just that simple.
Right.
And so you can't just assume someone has consented.
Right. No.
To anything. And again, the problem
very interesting
are these cell phones. These people stick their cell phones in their pocket and they go in And I've had them, they come in and say, hey, look, I got the conversation with this.
Everyone's a secret agent. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, did the person authorize you to record it? No, man, I just put it up to the phone. I'm like, okay, well, first off,
slow your roll,
I don't want to hear it. And B, you just committed a felony. And so my recommendation is to delete it. What? So anyway, that's today's topic.
There you go. Do not pesco. Do not collect $200. Go straight to jail.
It's it's funny. It's funny, but it's not.
It's not. Yeah.
You could get in a lot of trouble, and always remember.
Yeah.
You videotape. I mean, you tape the wrong person, the wrong situation, and they know the right people. In the government,
it's a problem.
They may not let it slide.
If they know how to make it a problem.
Think it's funny.
Right. There you go.
Yeah. So the advice: don't do it. Save yourself the hassle, and it's not going to do you any good anyway because you can't use it for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. This woman could not use it, and in fact, I got news for you. Think about it. Married. After 13 days, you start hiding video, picking fights with your husband, and in 4 months, I mean, if I'm a judge, poor woman.
Yeah.
That's
just a dissolution, right?
That's not gonna fly.
Right.
I mean, but hey,
wow.
God bless America. It takes all kinds. All right. Any parting words?
No, we do have a post up though, for Happy Friday. And if you have an April Fool's joke, or prank that you pull, like go on there and post your story. We're reading those and giggling over them. Some of those are kind of quite funny actually. So if you have one, go post it and, share the laugh.
Yeah, I agree. I can't remember the last time I did an April Fool's joke and what it was. Isn't that sad?
Yeah, you got to be careful, man. I think I end up pulling some on people and they don't like them, and then I just
yeah. Well, obviously the last one must not have gone well because I haven't done it since, and I can't even remember what it was. So, no idea. But anyway, and just be careful. Even those can backfire.
Oh yeah, man.
Just be careful.
A little bit of caution with
let's get to April 2nd and the heck with April 1st.
Survive it, yeah.
All right, well, let me give you an updated weather report.
Oh, it's currently
100% cloud coverage and not currently raining here in Brandon, Florida. Oh, and hold on one more second. We do have a new addition to the Read and Read household. For those of you not following me on Instagram, and I only have like 5 followers, so it's most of you. The new addition is little Millie.
Oh, beautiful.
It's
look at those
Millie
eyes.
Light. Hey, Millie Light. She's
perfect.
A hoot. Yeah.
That's perfect, man. That's perfect.
Little Millie Light.
Little Millie Light. Oh, that's great.
All right.
So I guess I'll see you tonight then.
That's all I have. And
cool.
5 to 7, Hula Bay. Come say hello. Otherwise, we'll see you, God willing, next Friday. For Jason Crawford, I'm Paul Reed, your host, and we're out.
We're out.